Okay. Wase, can you share the one of the video?
Right now?
Yeah. Akil, could you go on your Teams and see the thing is showing up
But their
speaker
voyage
volume?
did not go as smooth as Captain Tangang wanted it to be. Before long, Captain Tangang saw that a storm was approaching. He quickly guided his ship
Go
to
full
the
screen,
top of
Mr.
the
Wase.
river so that they could be sheltered from the storm. They sailed up the river until they reached a lake. As the ship arrived at the lake, Captain Tangang began to feel puzzled. He thought to himself, "This lake looks familiar." He saw two young men on the shore and called out to them. But when the
Yep,
two
it's
young
fine.
men saw the
The stream is
captain,
fine.
they ran
Um,
towards the village instead,
Let
shouting,
me. Yeah,
"Si
okay, the stream
Tangang
is
has
fine.
returned!"
So, yeah, I can hear the audio and everything. I mean, I think the only thing is one. I think the only thing is, once the event starts, try and make sure that the background noise is low. Yeah.
Wait. Swaroop, can you hear the rain?
Wait. I can't hear the rain. Um.
But yeah, people talking in the background, yeah, we'll fix
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah. No. Um.
हाँ उन्हें बोलेंगे चुप करें जी. Yo, Swaroop, check this one out.
एक second ना. I'm checking something else out. Um.
ओए वो देख. हाँ? Oh, stop presenting.
Just make sure.
रुक
Yeah.
रुक
You
रुक
have.
अभी बेस्ट पार्ट चेक करी.
Oh no! No, Wase! Please!
Chewbacca likes lore यार.
I don't think you will kill me, bro.
I'm out here with my boy Spider-Man. Wait, ये तो मेरे सर पे बना रहा है. I'm in the Oval. Yo, can I be in the Oval Office like this?
Yeah, okay, you can. I'll allow the Oval Office.
यार it doesn't, right? It doesn't. सारी की सारा desk ही मेरे पीछे छुप जाता है इतना मोटा हो. Huh? There was a zoomed in version with the desk, but it's not uploading on the thing. Vishen. Oh yeah. Or is C Tangang not there? देख लो यार जो जो एडिट करना है जो करना है कर लो इसको आप अपने हिसाब से सेट कर लो ये आपका है ठीक है
Yeah.
but you'll need a here wait the keyboard doesn't work properly I'll give you the keyboard for this
Okay.
हाँ लेकिन एक काम कर लो, ठीक है, कि जो अपना उसमें सेम पार्ट है ना, उसको एक पेज ऊपर छोड़ दो, एक पेज का गैप दोनों में दे दो, जो न्यू पार्ट है उसमें जो सेम पार्ट है उसमें ये लो बैठ। हाँ हाँ सर, लेकिन 6:50 का स्टार्ट कर देना। मैंने ऊपर लगा के दिया बॉयफ्रेंड में आप कर रहे बात।
Are ISC people still there? Slip, 25 रुपये मांगे तो 25 50 ले
यस मैं रुक जाए।
हाँ ISC लोग उधर ही हैं क्या?
हाँ हाँ यहीं पे ही है, हमारे
आस्क कर लो कि नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर क्या होने वाला है।
उनसे पूछूं कि क्या हो रहा है नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर।
ऑनलाइन होगा या नहीं?
ठहरो पूछता हूँ, इनसाइड इन्फो।
हाँ डिनर लाइक कौन जान पड़ते
अगला भी अखिल ऑनलाइन हुआ ना तो हमारे लोड़ेगा, हमारे फुल करनी है, क्योंकि जानी हमारा तो एफवाईपी चल रहा है। मेरा नेक्स्ट भाई मेरा एफवाईपी अगले सेमेस्टर भी एफवाईपी 2 सेमेस्टर हुआ, मतलब मेरा 2 सेमेस्टर ऑनलाइन एक्सपेरिमेंट या पार्ट में या एक्सपेरिमेंट, और ऑनलाइन एक्सपेरिमेंट्स मुझसे नहीं होते।
Wasi ji, I'm going to start accepting people in 10 minutes, huh?
ओ आज कराची की चिकन आज है ना, आज फ्राइडे नहीं कल फ्राइडे, कल कराची टिक्का बिरयानी है ज़्यादा है, ये फातिमा किचन पता है। ओके फातिमा किचन बेसिकली ये एक कराची से एक आंटी है, वो और उनके हस्बैंड मेरे को कैंटीन की बर्थडे पता आप तेरे को भी चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए।
Okay, Wasi.
साला ये इसकी स्पीड है, बॉय की स्पीड है अपनी, हाँ ये सही है, ये बॉय अपनी स्पीड में चलाए हाय। ओके 2 प्लेटें बोल दूँ ना फिर ठीक है। तू किधर तू कल आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा? कल 6 बजे चल ये तो नहीं बस मैंने उधर भी जाना है, एम्बेसी वाले बॉय ने बुलाया काउंसलर ने कहा आओ हमारे साथ गप मारो, मैंने कहा ठीक है सर हमारे साथ गप मारते हैं। जैसे ये कर दो रात के टाइम शाम में, हाँ शाम में रात में।
Wasi, sir.
2 प्लेट्स है ना।
Wasi, sir. वैसे सर
ये मेरा अपना है क्या नहीं है घर से लेके आया हूँ हाँ ये खरीदा था तुझसे नहीं हम नहीं आया ये शायद है अब मुझे नहीं पता मेरा कल क्या होगा यार कल इतने प्लान बना रहे हैं मैंने पता नहीं मुझे यार किसको ये वाला
वैसे
वैसे शौक था ये वहाँ पे मैं आके कर रहा ये वाला ये था कि क्लोजिंग में कर रहा था ठीक है वो यूनिसा की रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉर द क्लोजिंग थी ठीक है
I'm starting to accept people in busy रखना उनको.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम Yes, sir. Hello, people. How are you? अंकल अंकल अनम्यूट कर दें आपसे बात करनी है हम्म अस्सलाम वालेकुम ओ अस्सलाम वालेकुम हाँ I talk to your dad अंकल को बताऊंगा कितना अच्छा बच्चा है उनका सामने हो ये ओवल ऑफिस जो है ना good. So you beautiful people you're gonna get like a special moment इधर this is Akil Kapadia he is hiding behind the background screen but he is freaking cool huh
We have people who are interacting in the chat already. If you want to say anything, you can just say it by chat.
I
Try
can't
to speak English more.
sorry about that I can't see this chat this time too I need to get the chat separately just 1 second I'll start up the chat huh chat nahi aa rahi what wait can't I open it separately over here but like I don't have the Microsoft Teams app on this uh, Swaroop
Yes.
can I start can I open Microsoft can I open this thing without a Microsoft thingy what do you call it
Teams.
without the Teams application on a laptop
Yes, you can. You have to use the link.
can you send me that link
The
please
direct meeting link.
can you send me that link please
I'll send you the link just a second.
thank you
I haven't added your number, by the way. Wasit, can you send the link to? Sorry, Akil, can you send the link to Wasit?
Akil can you send the link to me Akil can't hear you wait you did send me the link before right somewhere here
No, it's a slightly new one because this is not a recurring meeting, so you need a new link.
really
Yeah.
what about the thing that we gave out
The
the
the poster QR code, you mean?
yeah no the text that was with Folktales thing right there was episode 1 and episode 2 that episode 2 is gonna work right because I gave that link to a lot of people
Yeah, it'll work, it'll work.
Hello, beautiful people. I'll be reading your chat and stuff in a bit. How are you all? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
No, bro, nobody misses you. I mean, maybe I
Missing?
do. Maybe I do.
Oh,
A
thank you.
little bit, a little bit. I
Thank,
miss you.
thank you. Thank you, bro. That's all I wanted to hear. So I have to allow it.
Bro, people want the Star Wars background, man. What are you doing at the White House?
I am trying to build a nation here.
Make you miss a great again.
Yes, making me so great again. And like, what do you call it? You're here to do that. Wait. How about guys? Guys, how about this? Me and my boy Peter Parker out here on the streets chilling. Okay,
No, bro,
can I
it
maximize
just
this
looks
guy?
like you're flying right now.
See, he's just like like he's so. Okay, wait. Star Wars boys are back. The original, the OG background. That went sideways. Yes,
Mr. President Wase, what are your plans
yes,
to make America great again?
sir. First of all, I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm not allowed to say it. It's those plans. If the people found out about the plans, they will protest against it, but they don't know how good it is for them, Like, I want to make a certain plant available to the general public.
A certain plant available to the public or a plan available to the public?
No, no, plant, like
You
those
like a plant, like an
plant,
actual botany
like an
plant.
actual plant. Yes, like an actual
Okay,
plant.
nice. So, what do we have in store today?
Oh, yes, boys and girls, let me tell you about that. You're gonna love it. Okay, so today we've got more stories, okay? But this time we brought you a little bit of diversity too. There's one not horror story too, if like that's what you would like to put it as. It's like folklore, okay? So with you're gonna love it. Wait, I don't want to spoil it, but it's about like what do you call it, domestic affairs back home and stuff. Like how you.
Bro,
It's about.
when you say domestic affairs, you make it seem like it's something else, man.
It is that like. And the best part about today is I'm not sure about the stories myself, okay? So I'm gonna be experiencing the whole thrill of them with you guys.
Yeah, amazing. At least you've seen mine, I guess.
Oh yeah, I've seen yours, obviously.
I mean,
You
if you told me you haven't seen mine, then you're immediately fired. So,
no, I have seen yours. I've obviously seen yours. Uh, Mr. President, what are your plans to make America great again? Oh, that's why you asked me. I'm like, why did he randomly ask me? Hi, Malal. Okay. Yeah. I just randomly saw her name. She's the only person over here with a picture. Everyone else is like initials. Huh? Oh, wait. Yes. Sayyid Muhammad Imran bin Nasir. Nasir. Yes. Hello, Sayyid Muhammad Imran bin Nasir. Wait.
Bin Said.
Can I like spotlight myself because I want to look at myself while I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it. So
you are spotlighted. I think I have spotlighted you.
no, like I'm spotlighted to other people, but on my own screen. Can I look at myself while I talk to myself too? It'll be cool. I'm self-obsessed like that.
Bro, are you that lonely?
Yes. Why do you think I have virtual friends over here?
I mean, you have one real one just
It's
beside
a
you. I
cry
think
for
you
help.
know.
It's a cry
You
for help.
have one just beside you.
Oh, him. He leaves me alone all the time, man. He just runs away. I rarely see this guy. I rarely see this guy. Okay, by the way, I want to show. Okay, this one is a special teaser for you guys, the ones who came early. a special teaser, okay? Batman. Someone saying single life is great, bro. Yeah, single by choice, bro. Yeah. It's not because no one accepts me. I'm single by choice.
Yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, sure. Yo, you gotta tell yourself something. Understand that. Wait, uh, I think someone's video is on. Someone was pinned on top. Hmm. 1 second. Okay, guys, listen. Oh yeah, wait, my video isn't on. Did you miss me? Okay, what I was saying was, yo, while we wait, why don't you do this thingy, this one thing, where you just click on the share link and send this off to all of your friends and families and stuff, and be like, yo, what's is performing? You should come up. And yeah.
Yeah, man wants Instagram followers, so.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm getting more traffic for you, Misa. That's what I'm doing. I'm asking to share this invite.
Yeah, but then the deeper reason is, of course, that you want them to share, follow you on Instagram, right?
Shh! You don't tell that. That's just between me and you, man. Don't expose me like that.
Yo, I live for exposing, bro.
I can see that. Yo, by the way, guys, would you guys like a podcast like this, like all the time, like every week, back at
Ah,
it again?
I mean, if we can get content, then why not? I guess.
Bro, I am a powerhouse of content. Content lives within me, man.
Hamid, be
Oh, by
careful. The actual HOD is in chat.
wait. We're still editing the done. Okay, we are. Okay, now I have the chat here. Done. Swaroop, is there any way that I could just have the chat over here, not the video with it, because it's just minimizing it all?
You can just look at the actual page instead of joining the meeting. So there is that method, but then I would suggest you use the like you do the chat because I don't know if it'll how good it'll work.
Yeah. Wait. Let me just try this. Folktale Exchange. People start typing stuff so I can see if it's like Wasis stay at one place. Wasis is never gonna stay at one place. I want a screenshot. Why do you? Oh, okay. Hi guys. Screenshot me right now. This is your moment. Maral, are you done screenshotting?
I mean, it's one button, so I guess.
No, maybe she wants to take a lot of screenshots. You don't know that. People are obsessed with Wasit too. They can be obsessed with Wasit. I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, this is my Game of Thrones chair. Welcome. I am your king. I have a test scheduled in 1 hour, and I'm still here to support my Pakistani boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It, respect. Major respect. Okay. Boom. I think. Okay. Listen. The last tech. Okay, Swaroop, can you tell me what was the last tech? It's yours, right? The last one is you, right? In the
The
chat.
last one,
The
the
last
last
text
one
in the
that
chat.
typed.
The last
Yeah,
text
yeah,
in the chat
yeah,
is
yeah,
you
yeah,
right now,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
me
So
saying we're
yeah,
starting. Yeah.
yeah. It's okay. It's like I can see the chat better now. That's good.
Yeah, we officially you can start saying hi, hello in
And
like
5 minutes, right? Like 3 or
yeah.
4 minutes.
Let
Okay.
me just start recording.
Oh, by the
Let's
way,
not forget to record.
yes, please.
Oh,
Then
okay, amazing. You have the spotlight for the horror effect.
Yes, exactly. Hello. Come on, guys, say stuff. Don't be shy. Recording has started. Okay, so should I begin now?
Just give it 2 more minutes. We want some buffer time.
Sure, sir. As you wish. Wait, what's buffer time? Can you explain to me what buffer time is?
Buffer time is so that if there's any issue, then I
Uh,
can cut off the video while uploading it later on.
oh, so like basically censor me. I see how it is.
I'm not censoring you. I'm just saying if there's any issue, then I can.
Just simply cut me off. Cut my voice off. Yes, exactly. My voice to the people is gonna be cut off. Because you can do that.
Yep.
Okay, so no one's texting. Yes? With this thingy? Sure, sir. Is it clear? Hmm? Okay. So the technical department is all ready to give you an amazing, amazing, amazing event. And you know who the technical department is? Akil, the one and only, the OG, Akil. Okay.
So
So
Wase, you can start officially.
yes, I can officially start. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Folktales episode 2. All right. So we last time we talked about horror stories from India, Indonesia, Albania, and South Africa, and we talked about Iraq too, right? Most of them were women. I think this time we're gonna have some guys over, but just saying, no promises. Anyway, so what I was saying was that let me just fix the chat. Why isn't it moving? Wait, can you give me that, please? Thank you. So, good evening. I hope you had a beautiful, beautiful day so far. And I am your host, Sayed Abdulwase, back here to please you guys. Because you guys love me. Anyway, so I told you guys about UmiCap last time, how it's this amazing event which is about showcasing your cultures, right? And how we can't do it because of Corona now. So, yeah. So I am here with boys and girls. I am here at the heart of Corona and telling you that we will still do UmiCaf but virtually. And we're doing that virtually by doing iWeek, which is basically virtual UmiCaf, but really magnificent, like amazing, like awesome. People are loving it and you're loving it. So, well, as UmiCaf was a culture showcasing thing, iWeek is the same. So, how do we share our cultures? We've shared our cultures with music, um, we've shared our cultures with music, we've shared our culture with movies, etc., etc. But the one art form that's the most triumphant of all. And I quoted him last time, and I'm gonna quote him again because this perfectly sums it up. It's Tyrion Lannister once said, "What Tyrion Lannister once said, what unites people? Armies, goals, flags. It's stories. There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. Nothing can stop it. No enemy can defeat it." So, keeping that in mind, we have brought to you stories from different parts of the world, stories that were once used to scare us straight as kids. Now we're using those same stories, channeling that same power out of those same stories to bring to you, to unite you, basically, in these hard and trying times. You see all of that corona around me? Yeah, that stuff. So for today, you are going to listen to folk tales from Nepal, Egypt, Malaysia, China, and Arab countries. Yeah, so the reason why we're calling it Arab countries is because we're not sure which Arab country the thing originated from. So the first, so Swarup, should I start with the first story? Do I have the pass to that?
Yeah, okay. You can start the first, giving the introduction to the first story at least.
Sure. Okay. So the first story in our list is about the Yeti. You know why I asked him? Because it's his Yeti. Once
Yeah,
known as
definitely belongs to me. Yeah, it's mine.
yes, it was once known as the abominable snowman. Okay, it's a mysterious creature which is said to live in the mountains of Asia. The story is brought to you by from Nepal by Swarup. And Swarup's narration is awesome. Like, it's awesome. You're gonna love it. And I'm not just saying that because he's my boss. So,
Everyone, my name is Surup Kanta Adhikari. I'm from Nepal, and I'd like to share with you some stories about the Himalayan Yeti. So, you and your friends decide to visit Kathmandu for a hiking trip, and you land in Kathmandu and you look around, and instead of seeing this, you're greeted by this. A strange looking creature. Looks like an ape that's standing on two legs. Um, and then you see the Visit Nepal 2020 sign below it. So then you recognize that this strange looking statue is the Yeti. And yet the Yeti is widespread all over Nepal, and it is the symbol of tourism for Nepal. You can see Yetis being used in names that are in restaurants. You see Yeti restaurants, you see Yeti hotels, you see Yeti airlines, you see a lot of Yeti themed businesses within Nepal. They're everywhere, and basically, you can see how much of an impact the Yeti has had on Nepalese culture. But before we move forward with what the Yeti is, let's first understand, where does the word come from, and then we can begin to understand what it really is. Right. So, the word Yeti comes from the Tibetan Yate, which you can see in the center bubble in the Tibetan script, and you can also see it in the English script as Gyatred. Gyatred is the transliteration of the Tibetan script, but it's originally pronounced Yate. In other dialects, the Yeti may also be called names such as Mite or Mire. And in non-Tibetan tongues, it can also be called Banmanche, which you see in the second bubble in the Nepalese and Tibetan scripts. So the Yeti footprints are claimed to be seen by many, being quite a bit larger than a normal human's footprint. Today, however, the Yeti is understood to be a mythical creature that is among the likes of the Loch Ness Monster and the Kraken. However, to the residents of the Himalaya, the creature is anything but mythical. This monstrous creature that resembles an ape that walks upright with large variation in sizes is everywhere in Himalayan culture and folklore that spans thousands of years.
In my view, the legend is older than the beginning of Buddhism.
maybe 15,000 years. So the possibility that the Yeti has been around for 15,000 years means that the stories of the Yeti are known to almost all residents of Nepal. But the people who are really the epicenters of knowledge are Tibetan lamas and traders living in monasteries high up in the mountains.
After his morning mantras, head Lama Lobsang Tashi agrees to see me. During his 40-odd years here, he's heard a lot of tales, including stories of a dangerous being called a Mirai. Can you tell me about the Mirai? What is it? So how big is it? How tall?
The shamanistic traditions of the Bon religion, which was the religion predominant in the Nepalese Tibetan region, northern region of Nepal, southern region of Tibet, before the arrival of Buddhism, which assimilated with the newer Buddhist teachings, gave rise to a new form of Buddhism called Tibetan Buddhism. You can see an example of a Bon deity, a glacial spirit deity on your screen right now. Thus, one can find many special esoteric rituals that are used in both a Bon context and a Buddhist context, where Yeti relics are used as sacred objects. Multiple monasteries in Nepal have these Yeti relics, the most famous of which is the Yeti scalp, which is the scalp of a Yeti that is kept in a place called Kumjung, and it's locked up in a monastery called the Kumjung Monastery. The Kumjung region is a region that's near the Everest region. Tenzing Norgay Sherpa, the first human to sort of make it to the top of Everest along with Edmund Hillary, can also be seen in this picture handing over the scalp to a researcher for DNA investigation. Another relic that is seen in the high monasteries of Nepal is the Yeti hand, which is placed in a Buddhist monastery in a region called Pangboche. So it's placed in a Pangboche monastery, and the hand is known widely as the Pangboche hand. And this hand is believed to be the hand of an actual Yeti that is put in the monastery, used as a sacred object for ritual. There are still people living high up in the mountains and other nomads who frequent trade from the hills of Nepal into Tibet, who believe and swear with all their heart that they have either seen a Yeti, heard a Yeti, or even collected relics from a Yeti. Along with these lamas and traders and nomads in the north, there are also Himalayan dances, which are called cham dances, which depict a range of mythical creatures, which feature the Yeti as a character also. So this is an example of a cham dance that is done in a monastery in Sikkim, India. So the Yeti's existence, although a controversy for us, is an existent reality for the people of the Himalaya. There are many stories involving Yetis damaging, looting, and destroying villages, and even more stories of traders from Nepal to Tibet being killed, chased, or injured by Yetis on their way trading from the hills of Nepal up into Tibet. It is common knowledge among the Sherpa community that when they're being chased by a Yeti, if they're being chased by a Yeti, one should run downhill as fast as he can, so that when the Yeti runs, his hair blinds his eyes because he's running, and the wind blows his facial hair towards his eyes. So when he's blinded, that is the time you run away. But while there are many stories that show the Yeti as a violent creature, we also have a lot of other stories where Yetis are more passive and they're even helpful in certain cases. For example, there are stories where the Yeti helps travelers who are lost in the mountains and the woods around the mountains, and provide these travelers with shelter and food in his cave. Yetis are also seen in some places as being guardians of Buddhist shrines and in the mountains, where they'll be taking care of the shrine by cleaning it and ensuring that no harm comes upon the shrine. There's even stories of monks who are helping Yetis who are injured, and these injured Yetis, once they recover, later on come to save the monk when the monk is in danger. Typically, this happens when there is a snowstorm, so the Yeti takes the monk and saves him into his shelter. But of course, these origin of these peaceful Yeti stories have to have some connection with older folklore. So the origin of these stories may have had some connections with Spirit of the Glacier, which is one of the spiritual deities from the Bon religion. And these spirits are said to protect herbs and medicinal vegetations around the mountains. This story of the Yeti protecting the herbs and the medicinal vegetations might be a parallel to the ancient Vedic Rudra, who is said to live in the mountains and protect the herbs. And also, another interesting fact is that the Yeti is often said to howl or cry or whistle, which the name Rudra itself, Ru, means to cry or howl. So there could be a possible parallel between the origins of the stories of Rudra and the Yeti. The Yeti has parallels in other cultures around the world with stuff like the Bigfoot, the abominable snowman, and other various giant ape-like creatures that are seen in cultures all around the world. And to this, I'd like to say, wherever there's smoke, there must be fire. And even if the Yeti does not exist, there was something, or there could have been something that led to the stories of the Yetis that we are seeing, in modern times. One of the most popular assumptions is that the Yeti is just a form of bear of some kind. Typically, it's a Tibetan bear or brown bear. But another more interesting and another spicier, let's say, connection comes from the fact that Yetis might be inspired from an extinct species of hominids. So the hominids are basically human-like creatures that sort of evolved around the same time humans did. So these include Neanderthals and such. So the Yeti could have been inspired by one of these hominids that are called Denisovans. So Denisovans that are similar to other hominids like Neanderthals might have coexisted and intermingled with humans approximately 20,000 to 40,000 years ago across northern and central Asia. So the evidence for this sort of link between the Yeti and the Denisovan comes from the fact that there is a rare gene mutation that is found in the Tibetan Sherpa people, who, because of this genetic mutation or this gene, are able to live and work at high altitudes without their blood being overclotted due to the lack of oxygen. It is believed that this gene might have been inherited by the Denisovans, and that's how it got spread among the Tibetan Sherpa community. Whatever the case is, the Yeti exists for a lot of people around the world. Whether it be called the Yeti, whether it be called the abominable snowman, the Inuits in the north of America have similar stories of the Bigfoot. We have very similar stories coming from Russia. So whether or not this is real to a lot of people out there, and it is especially real to the people of the Himalaya, and it'll continue to inspire stories and folklore well into the future. Thank you.
See, I told you so. Swaroop, National Geographic stuff, man. National Geographic stuff. Amazing, for starters. And yo, the Yeti concept, the ending, the way you connected it with like an actual logical explanation to it, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I
I
loved it.
mean, I mean, for me, like growing up, okay, I'll tell you a bit of background on
Yeah.
this, okay. There's a lot of background on this.
Uh
Like,
huh.
I am obsessed, okay, with folklore, right? That's one of
Yeah.
the reasons, like, this idea came from, like, my thing.
Yeah.
So everywhere around Nepal, you'll see these statues of these yetis. Okay, these
Uh huh.
these it'll be bronze statues. It'll be
Uh
like maybe I showed some, but then it's everywhere. I ate my food. When my elder brother had his like life ceremony, like wedding. I ate it in a place that's called Yeti Palace. When we travel, you take Yeti Airlines. When you take a bus, you're taking it. So the Yeti is everywhere. Okay,
huh.
and you hear a lot of stories about the Yeti. If you're staying in Nepal, you'll see like people claiming that they know the Yeti and everything. So one of the most fascinating things for me that happened was I went on this. I used to go on walks with my dad, and then while coming back from the walk, this is like I was grade four maybe, right? So I saw this book. This guy was selling this book by the side of the road. Okay, and it's this very thin book with this really scary looking, like black fur. His eyes are red and he looks angry. And there's this yeti there. Okay, and I pick up the book and I start reading, and then I see a bunch of stories. Like there's a story, that many of them I couldn't mention in the video because I had a time limit. Um, so one of the most interesting stories was about how like Tibetan traders, for example, when they're going from the Nepal side to China side, right? They get attacked by the Yeti, and then the Yeti just wants their food. It doesn't want anything else. It just wants the food. Okay, and it takes the food. Usually, it's dumplings of some sort, and then it runs away. Okay, so the
Yeti's got
Yeti
great
likes
taste.
dumplings. So this
I
is one
love
of
dumplings
the
too.
see. So this is one of the stories that you hear growing up. The other one is even better. There's this village high up in the north, and
Uh,
they make this rice wine. It's called
uh,
chang. Okay,
uh-huh.
so they make it
Yeti love it.
outside in these barrels, these big
Uh,
barrels in the village, right? And what happens is the Yeti comes down and he drinks all the chang and goes away drunk. Okay. Um,
bro, the Yeti's a whole mood, man.
yeah, I mean it is honestly. So like you have Yetis getting drunk, drinking rice wine and everything, but um, it's actually everywhere. Like it's an actual reality for the people of Nepal. It's not like it's something that you people don't believe in, like ghosts or something. Like everybody believes to
The
some
Yetis.
degree.
Like to some degree, like everybody believes the Yeti is there.
Yeah, honestly,
Have you ever had any encounter with the Yeti? Like any personal experience where you would have like, or a moment of scare or something like that, where you were like, oh shit, maybe this is a Yeti.
Me personally, like not too much, except like one thing that happens when you're high up in the mountains, right? Is the wind whistles. Okay, at night, like the wind is like really strong, and since the wind is passing through these very narrow like mountain passes, it whistles. Okay,
Oh.
and then you realize that the most famous characteristic of the Yeti is that it whistles. And then you start making the connections that you're in the mountain and it's whistling outside. So, these things happen.
You're like,
Uh,
oh, I'm in trouble.
yeah, and the other interesting thing is about the dances and everything. It's like you have dances, you have, these people, they think and they believe that they have Yeti bones. So there's this kingdom of palace, Northern Mountain Palace in Nepal, that has a Yeti hand on display. Okay,
Mhm.
it's a Yeti hand and it's on display. There we have Yeti heads on display. Okay,
Mhm.
footprints everywhere. So it's an actual thing that's going on.
So, like, what do you call it? I would love to. Wait, oh, by the way, I just want to say our resident Yeti would like to say hi to his close cousins. We have like the close cousin to Yeti over here. I want to just show him what's up, Chewbacca. What do you have to say about it? Anyway, bro, great story. Okay, awesome. And we'll move on. Does anyone have any questions for Sorup, by the way, regarding the Yeti? Like the amazing Yeti, the one and only Yeti. Yeti is Nepal's mascot. By the way, yes, that's one thing I realized. Swaroop, you guys have like really like what do you call it? Monetized the whole process of this of the Yeti, like making a lot of money out of the Yeti, man. A lot.
I mean, I don't have a YouTube channel. I maybe I think I should consider getting one.
Yeah.
I mean, Wase should get one with me. I think we make
Just
a nice
yeah.
YouTube channel. So about the Chewbacca being related, maybe he's a Yeti. Who knows? Maybe he's inspired from a Yeti.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
I
told me he was a Yeti, then I'd believe you. Except he groans rather than whistles. I think he needs to work on that. I think.
I think that's where like for me personally, I think that's where they got the inspiration from. Like Chewbacca's inspiration, I think, was from the Yeti itself.
Yeah, that might be true. So, I mean, I don't want to take up most of the time. I think we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, so beautiful people. Wait, let me just send Chewbacca back because he's had way too much screen time recently. And here we are. Um, okay, okay. So we're back. Let's see. Let's keep things rolling here. And what do we have next? hmm oh, by the way, Yetis have been a focus of multitude of horror movies and stuff. And then the next story is about a stunningly beautiful woman named El Nadaha, who who would call men to the Nile, most likely to their death. Another woman's story. El Nadaha call is considered to be a death signal. This story is brought to us from Egypt and narrated by Muaz. Ooh. Let's see this death calling woman.
The legendary tale of Nadah. Nadah, a folk tale that everybody in Egypt has heard. Some even claim that they were in her presence, but only few were lucky enough to escape her. The name of Nadah came from the Arab verb nida, which means to call. Nadah is the noun of the verb, which means someone who calls. People called this mystical presence Nadah because she always called the name of her victims before the unthinkable happened. It is said that she can take the form of someone you know or love, but most of the time she appears as the most beautiful woman one has ever seen, wearing a shining white dress with eyes that are as red as blood. But don't let that trick you, because what comes after is as far from beauty as possible. In a countryside in Egypt there were 5 children who agreed to play together, but only 4 of them showed up. They waited for their fifth friend, but he never came. So they decided to play without him, since it was almost night. When it was completely dark, they decided to go back, but then they all heard someone calling their names in a very charming and attractive way. They followed the voice, and the source was standing in front of a canal. They approached, but with every step, one of them collapsed with fear. Finally, one of them reached the source. When he arrived, he was shocked to find that the fifth friend was the one calling them. His friend asked, "Where are the rest of our friends?" He said that they all were too scared to come. His friend suddenly roared and transformed into a horrible fiend, shouting, "Why didn't they all come?" The fiend then suddenly jumped into the canal and totally disappeared. The children ran back crying and scared to the core and told their parents what happened. The next day, they all went to visit their fifth friend's house. They were shocked to know that their friend has been sick for 2 days and he disappeared with no trace last night. Another story in a different countryside in Egypt. There was a great doctor called Rifat who just returned from Cairo to visit his family. When he reached his home, he was warmly welcomed by both his mother and his sister. He then proceeded to ask them about his brother, but neither his mother nor his sister answered him. He got worried and he started thinking that his brother is dead. He asked again in a cracked voice, but this time his sister answered with tears. He was called by El-Naddaha. El-Naddaha? He wondered, "Who is the El-Naddaha? And what did she do to my brother?" His sister began telling him about the legend of El-Naddaha, and that if she called your name, you're as good as dead. He asked if his brother is still alive, to which his sister pointed to their brother's house and told him, "Bear me." He quickly went to his brother's house and asked to see him, but when he entered his brother's room, it was as if his brother were just an empty shell, a soulless body. He called him over and over, but his brother didn't do any single reaction. He then asked the wife what happened to him, but she said the same thing. He was called by Nadaha. He didn't believe her and was certain that there has to be a scientific reason behind this, not a stupid legend. The wife then warned him. In all the incidents, Nadaha always called the victim's name twice. And the first time, the victims go insane and are totally unaware of their surroundings. And in the second time, they just vanish, as if they never even existed. He ignored her and decided to wait for Nadaha to come at night and expose whatever she's doing and rescue his brother. At night time, he waited outside his brother's house, looking for Nadaha. He then heard someone calling his brother's name in a very charming way. He was certain that she was whispering, but the sound was loud. He followed her voice, and when he was just behind her, he froze from fear. I was not able to say a word. He got out his carriage and asked her in a cracked voice, "What are you doing here?" She then turned to him, and he was terrified to his core by what he saw. A face that is as pale as death, with white eyes that are as red as blood, chapped lips that are full of cracks and splits. He ran away in fear and collapsed just in front of his house. In the morning, when his family realized what happened, they tried to wake him up, but he didn't move a muscle. He was in a worse condition than his brother. His mother and sister tried everything, but he didn't respond no matter what. At that moment they knew that he too was done for. In the night, Nadaha came again, but this time she didn't only call his brother's name, but his name as well. His brother blindly followed her, but the doctor, Rifat, was able to break free from her spell. He tried to save his brother, but when he reached the canal, there was no trace of her. There are many stories that talk about the legend of Nadaha, but they all have something in common. When the victims hear their names being called by Nadaha, they either die or vanish with no trace at all. In some stories, the victim reappear after vanishing for a long time, but even then, they end up being totally insane and just die after a day or two. So if there's one thing for certain, whenever you're in Egypt walking all alone in the night, beside any canal, and suddenly hear your name being whispered loudly in a magical way, you better not follow the sound.
Or you will never return again.
What? Al-Nada! Astaghfirullah! Astaghfirullah! Someone read Ayatul Kursi, please, for everyone. Joint Ayatul Kursi, please. Someone please read Joint Ayatul Kursi. Oh my god, that was very tough. Okay. uh, yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting the jump scare either.
We might have the creator on board.
We do. Can we get the creator on board?
Okay, I'm allowing him to unmute himself.
Yes, please.
Um, Muaz, okay, you are a presenter now. You should be able to unmute and speak.
Was, bro, hi.
Hello, hello everybody.
Hi. You didn't have to scare us like that, man. No warning, no nothing. Just like
That was
straight
the
up
perfect
does.
end for the perfect story.
That was the perfect end for the perfect story. Yes, but like it was. Yeah, you gotta care about people's hearts, man. Like there should be a warning. Not
Well,
okay
you
for
asked
the
for a
faint of
horror story,
heart.
so you got what you wanted, didn't you?
We did. We definitely did. No doubt about that. But wait, have you ever had like any personal experience with another?
No, 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 not really, not really, no.
Yo, is there like have you ever met someone who has had like an experience with
Yeah,
another?
actually, many people in Egypt do believe in her, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, especially in countryside, they believe that she's a totally real, like, creature or something.
Are there any like videos or anything of it? Like our like another like someone was like, okay, yeah, I'm dying, might as well record it.
No, no, actually, that kind of thing's not that famous in Egypt, so yeah, they just run away. Whenever like they hear something creepy, they just run away.
Same, bro, same.
Yeah,
Go do
that's how it is in Egypt.
the same. Yo, yo, that was cool.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot.
I wanna hit Al Nada up. Yes, Fiaz, I wanna
Yeah,
hit.
no, you don't want to do that. Believe me, you don't want to do that.
Yo, okay, look. Honestly speaking, okay, everything aside, the whole killing me aside, she seemed kind of cute. The whole like bloody eyes and shit. I wanna check that out.
No, believe me, you don't. Because if you do, you're not listening, were you? I
No, I was listening.
specifically
I would
said,
die. I'm okay with that. I never said I'm not okay with that.
right? I specifically said to not follow.
Yeah, but it's like you're curious, Like I'm like that. What do you call it? That brother dude. Okay, who yeah, and you're like the wife. You're like, no, don't go. I'm like, nope. I'm gonna go save my brother and then get regretted, and then I'll regret it. Yeah,
I
big
think
time. I'll regret
you
it.
will go with her. You're not gonna save anybody. I know you, man.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
I'm
save
not
everybody.
saving anybody. I know I'm going
Exactly.
with it. It's still better than doing my FYP, to be very honest.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
So I'm okay with Al-Nada. Just no more lecturers, please.
Yeah, actually, that's a good thing. Yeah.
See? So I've got my reason to go with it. Okay. So let's go.
We have some stuff in chat.
Yeah, we do. If you're desperate enough. Wow, Akil, thank you. You're sitting right here next to me and shitting on me. Okay. It's a trap, guys. It is. I agree with Wase. We are not here for a long time, but a good time. Swaroop. Swaroop, you know why I was gonna like start moving? Okay, because you said we're not here for a long time, but a good time, right? So I was like, oh, maybe he's trying to hint at the fact that I should keep it moving.
No, no. I mean, I'm talking about, we're going to die anyway, so might as well have fun, right?
Exactly. I mean, it would be a cool way to die by an Al Nada. Like, it would be unique. It'll be fun. Like, it's at least better than dying of old age. You will regret that, man. Don't. Hamid, I know I'll regret that. I don't doubt that. Wasi will be folklore after a while. Yo, Fayaz, that's the plan, man. I'm getting so inspired by these stories.
A bit more hair on the face, and you'll pass for a Yeti, I sure.
Yes, I knew that. I saw that coming. Oh yeah. This is a question from Akil, not from me. First of all, and he says, ask the women what they think about Al Nada. I mean, we're all
So
like
our female audience members, can you please tell us what you think about the Al
Al
Nadha?
Nada. I'm just saying, most of the stories we've had are women. I'm just saying. As Sheikh Tupac said, do whatever it takes to resist the temptation. Exactly, bro. Oh, Sean Kingston song. Damn all these beautiful girls. Okay, so no one's gonna speak up. None of the female contestants wanna show up. Just left speechless, man. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
okay, I
let's
just
keep
move
moving.
on then.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Oh, Lucian, hi. Okay, Moral replied. Moral was like, better never know what's in a woman's mind. Oh, okay. Yeah. So now, what do we have next? Like, this is the next one, right? So, well, always respect your parents and love your parents because it's the only way to make space inside God's heart. Our next story is a lesson for all of us. This story comes from Malaysia and is narrated by Imad. Okay? So, yeah. This is a lovely story.
What's the background?
Huh? Like that's what we've been told. Okay, that's the description that the video came with. It says that it's a moral story for respecting your parents, and yeah, it involves women too. I feel bad for like villainizing women so much. It's not me. I swear to God, guys, I didn't choose these. They just came up. This is a pure coincidence.
This is the story of Si Tangang, the ungrateful son. A long time ago, there lived a tribe of natives near a huge lake in a hilly area. A river joined the lake to the sea, and among the natives were Si Talang, his wife Si Daruma, and their only son Si Tangang. One fine day, young Si Tangang rowed his boat out to the open sea alone. Little did he know there was a ship nearby, and the captain of the ship saw the healthy-looking boy and thought that he would make an excellent addition to his crew. In an unfortunate turn of events, the captain sent two of his men to bring Tangang to him, and in doing so, poor Si Tangang was taken away onto the ship, far from his family and his village. The captain of the ship wasted no time and put Si Tangang to work immediately. The young boy could do nothing but obey. Knowing that he could not escape, Tangang decided to work his hardest as part of the ship's crew. The captain began to like the hardworking boy as time went on and decided to bring the boy up as though he were his own son. Many years passed, and Sitanggang has grown into a handsome young man. He married the captain's only daughter and took over as the captain of the ship. He was known in the kingdom as Captain Tanggang and soon became more successful and well known throughout the entire kingdom. One day, Captain Tanggang met the king's daughter and fell in love with her. Soon after, he made the king's daughter his second wife. Captain Tanggang became more and more wealthy, and he lived a very comfortable life. But his two wives could not get along with each other, and so they would always quarrel with one another. They quarreled, and Captain Tanggang could no longer bear it. At last, Captain Tanggang took both of his wives on a sailing trip. He had planted the hope that both of his wives would eventually become friends while on their voyage at sea. But their voyage did not go as smooth as Captain Tanggang wanted it to be. Before long, Captain Tanggang saw that a storm was approaching. He quickly guided the ship to the mouth of a river so that they could be sheltered from the storm. They sailed up the river until they reached a lake. As the ship arrived at the lake, Captain Tanggang began to feel puzzled. He thought to himself, "This lake looks familiar." He saw two young men on the shore and called out to them. But when the two young men saw the captain, they ran towards the village instead, shouting, "Si Tanggang has returned!" The news spread quickly throughout the village, and at first Sitanggang's parents were shocked to hear of their son's return. And then the shock turned to joy. His mother, Sidaruma, quickly prepared his son's favorite food. When it was ready, both parents set out in their boat to welcome their son, whom they had thought they would never ever see again. Tanggang was too ashamed to admit that they were his parents, and instead ridiculed them, saying that he could never be from such a poor family. The sailors kept on laughing at them, and Captain Tanggang was getting angrier by the minute, as his parents continued to beg for his return. He then ordered his men to sink the boat. His parents, upon hearing this, felt very sad, and at last retreated back to shore. Once they were on shore, Sidaruma cried out loudly in disappointment. Suddenly, thunder rolled and lightning flashed. A storm had suddenly broke out. Captain Tanggang called out, "Mother! Mother! You are my real mother!" But alas, his voice could not be heard in the storm. The storm soon passed on as sudden as it had begun, and in its wake only a grim sight remains. The ship and all the people on board had been turned into stone, and from that day onwards, the story of the ungrateful son, Sitanggang, became a lesson for all young people to come.
Okay, so the community has called on a verdict. We disown this guy, for starters. And then let's get back to the rest of it. Okay. So yes, boys and girls, please talk to me.
Do we have the creator?
Yeah. Do we have the creator? I actually have a question to ask. Akil, can you check if the creator is there? Akil is checking, guys. Akil, the amazing Akil is checking. You're too late. Who's too late?
The son, because his mom is drowning and he shouts, "Yeah, you're my mom."
Ah. Oh, the creator is not there.
I mean,
No,
okay, I guess
but one thing
Yeah,
I wanna know. One thing I wanna know. What happens to the wives, man?
I mean, they do stuff, I guess.
Why do we have him? What do you mean do stuff? Stuff.
No, what I mean, what I mean is, they're doing normal stuff, I guess. In the other
Oh,
version of this Tangan story, Tangan was cursed to a stone. Oh.
wait.
Would you want to speak on this, Muhammad Imran bin Sayyid? I can unmute you if you want.
Yes. Please unmute Muhammad Imran. I actually want to
Yeah.
talk to him. He's Sayyid too. Bro, by the way, I'm Sayyid too. Just so you know, which Sayyid's called.
Okay, Muhammad Imran, you can unmute yourself and speak. Say hi, bro.
Hi, bro. I'm not available to talk. So. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't care about us. We get it. We get it. It's okay. It's okay. I see how it is now.
Anybody else knowledgeable about the Sitangang story here? You
Yes.
can just write your name in chat. We'll get you on board talking.
Yes, please.
And don't be
Yes.
shy, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't guilt trip you. That's mean. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
then I
Yeah.
guess I'll have to act as your discussion partner, Sayed.
Yes, please. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Swaroop, if it wasn't for you, man, I would be lost. Thank you.
Yeah, me too, bro.
So, by the way, dude, like, no, wait, the story, okay? So, what I don't get is he has a wife, okay? He has a wife. He doesn't go and ask his wife for anything. Like, yo, should I get married again or not? He's like, yo, that king's daughter looks nice. Let's marry her. And then they both just end up fighting. Like, and then
Like
we don't know what happens to them.
my question is, how bankrupt is the king to allow his daughter to get married to some random rich guy? This is from Game of Thrones. The kingdom is in debt. He needs money to pay back the
Oh,
Iron
that
Throne.
is, yeah, that was some Khalisi storyline, man.
But honestly, man, like imagine, you get a baby and then you raise the guy for like 20
Yeah,
plus 30 years,
exactly.
and then
Exactly.
and
And then
then
you give him some
he gets a
money
bit
and
of
say that.
money and he's like,
No, like, okay, he wait, did the guy give money for the king to the king?
I mean, I can't see another reason why you would give.
Maybe he likes sailors. Maybe
Yeah,
king's like, yo, we
nah,
should have a
nah.
sailor king now. Maybe it's a love marriage, like they ran away together, like full blown
I,
Akbar and
like Sayed says the dowry is PS5, so you can't argue against that.
Yo,
But
Fayaz is
maybe
like
like,
story of every desi household. I know.
yeah,
Sad. Yeah, go on.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, why not curse the guy then and there? Like, if God, please disallow my son to get into heaven at that point.
Yeah. No, like, wait, the thing is, right? How was the king okay with it? Like, how was the king in any situation okay with marrying his only daughter off to the guy, okay? To a sailor dude, to a random sailor dude, okay, who is already married to someone. and he is basically the captain because he married. So
I told
basically,
you the Iron Throne is in debt, bro. Okay, they need soldiers to fight against the White Walkers or
oh,
whatever.
and they're gonna use sailors for that.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I can't see Walkers walking.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
Mary, yeah, Sayed is dropping some big bombs. I'm not sure if I.
true, bro. True. So if you wanna get like your get with your crush, you just gotta get married first. We should actually have a service like that.
Can we get a
Shadi.com.
truth? Can we get a truth rating? All the other, maybe the female audiences. Can we get a truth rating on what Sayed has said just now?
Oh, you really wanna go there, huh, Swaroop? You really wanna go there? Jane's like, yeah, bro, they won't accept it. This is something that's in the back of their head, but they won't accept it. I'm just saying. I'm making enemies out here. So wait, that's the outline. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. So anyhow, let's continue. Let's move along. Have you wait, Wase, you will be dead soon. Yeah, I know that. Trust me.
Wicked Blow is, born in his rituals after that.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay. Have you guys heard of the classic Chinese love story called The Butterfly Lovers? Oh, I actually want to hear this. I'm going to use this to hit on girls. Anyway, the Chinese love story called The Butterfly Lovers. Well, like the classic Shakespearean, okay, uh, like the classic Shakespearean story of the star-crossed lovers Romeo and Juliet, the ancient Chinese were no strangers to ill-fated love. We had one too. The story is brought to you straight from China, narrated by Ai Yilan and Shan Yini. I'm so freaking sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm getting the names wrong. Uh, but yes, we'll play the video and then we'll get the names right after we're done with the video. Okay? I'm really sorry if the names were pronounced wrong.
Hi everyone, my name is Ailan and welcome to my sharing folktale today, which name Liangshanbo and Dreamtime. And I especially want to say thank you to Yimi and Huada, from which without those two lovely girls' help, this video will hardly be able to display it by today. Anyway, before I start the story, let me give you out a brief background introduction of this story first. Liangshanbo and Dreamtime is one of the four great folklore stories of ancient China, the most charming oral heritage and national intangible cultural heritage of China, as well as the Chinese folklore that has wide influence in the world. The story of Liangshanbo and Dreamtime has been passed down among Chinese people for more than 17 years since the Eastern Jin dynasty and is known as the most famous love story of the ages. From ancient times to the present, millions of people have been infected by the sight and beautiful love between Liang Shenbo and Jun Yintai. The legend and love story of Liang Shenbo and Jun Yintai was narrated as a real event that really happened in history. However, the picture here shows a statue of them, and this statue is now located at Italy, which sent from Ningbo province of China. Now, the following pictures are some stage photos from Liangzhu film. However, now let us move to the storytelling time, which named The Butterfly Lovers. During the Eastern Qing dynasty, in the Zhu family village, there was a ministry counselor who had an only daughter named Zhu Yingtai. From a very young age, she became very familiar with poetry and prose, but she was unable to find a suitable teacher. She wanted with all her heart to leave home to study, but her father could not bear to see her away and refused her wish. One day, Intai disguised herself as a fortune teller and advised Ministry Counselor Zhu to let his daughter study away from home. She almost fooled her father, but in the end he recognized her. Her father could not bear to disappoint her, so he reluctantly agreed to the advice of the fortune teller. Intai headed out on her journey, and she met a boy named Liang Shanbo, who was also on his way to study. The two felt like old friends at first sight and got along very well, so on the grass bridge they lit incense and declared that from then on they were sworn brothers. Eventually they arrived at the Hongluo Academy, where they studied closely together, never leaving each other's side. 3 years passed by in a flash. The two continued their studies, their friendship growing stronger and stronger. Yingtai was secretly in love with Shanbo, but the whole time Shanbo didn't know Yingtai was a girl. He only saw her as a best friend. Ministry Counselor Zhu missed his daughter greatly and sent messengers to have her return home. The two young students were unwilling to part, and Shanbo accompanied Yingtai for several miles. During the journey, Yingtai implied her true feelings for Shanbo, but Shanbo was too naive to understand. In the end, Yingtai had no other idea. She lied to Shanbo that she had a younger sister who looked much like herself and offered to be their matchmaker. Yingtai left Shanbo with a jade butterfly pendant as a token of their friendship, and the two parted ways. But since Shanbo's family was too poor, he was unable to gather the funds for the dowry on time, and by the time he went to the Zhu family to propose, Ministry Counselor Zhu had long since betrothed his daughter to the son of Zhu Magistrate, and they will be married in few days. Yingtai and Shanbo both admitted how much they missed each other and were unable to hold their tears back. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Shanbo shouted. "It's too late to say anything now. If we're destined to meet again in our next life, I guess I will see them." So, not too long afterwards, Shanbo fell ill from depression and died. On her wedding day, Yingtai insisted on visiting Shanbo's grave. Upon seeing his tombstone, she was struck with uncontrollable grief and cried so hard. Their feelings for each other might have attracted the attention of the heavens, because at that moment a large wind picked up, and a bolt of light struck Shanbo's grave, opening it up so that Yingtai fell inside. Then the grave sealed itself up. A wisp of blue smoke appeared from the grave, and out flew a pair of colorful butterflies. This story has most frequently performed under traditional Chinese opera. Xu Fei and Fan Ruizhen performed the Yue opera Liang Shanbo and Zhongtai in Beijing in 1952, when the first National Opera Performance Conference was held. Their performances were enjoyed by the major leaders of the country at the time. And the following is an example of how it looked like. Now let us come with a conclusion. The legend of Liang Zhi mainly expresses the ancient people's yearning for a free and beautiful life and the pursuit of marriage freedom. It is accumulation of folk culture and represents a positive part of folk literature. Story of Liang Shanbo and Jun Tai's love affair can deepen our understanding of women's personal feelings of boldly pursuing true love and longing for beautiful love in ancient society. Tragedy of Liang Shanbo's love makes people think seriously about the limitations of arranged marriages in some aspects and provides useful help to improve the Chinese marriage system. At the end, thank you so much for everyone's watching. You all have a good day. Bye bye.
That story, bro.
I'm crying too.
That's how I felt when my ex left me.
Yeah, I don't even have one.
But on the story, we actually have a similar one. I think you know about it, Swaroop. Akbar and the Narkali one. Hmm? Have you heard about it?
Off?
Akbar and wait. Oh, sorry. This thing was there. Akbar and Anarkali.
I
Jodha.
know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, who hasn't watched Jodha Akbar? I mean, it's a very
I mean,
famous story.
not just no, not just Jodha Akbar. Okay, like now it's popular because of Jodha Akbar. I was the OG guy who knew it back when it was like a folk tale when you would sit down and your mom and all of the family would sit down and they would tell you this story, and then you would be like, "Hi,
Okay, is anybody that is familiar with this folk tale in the chat?
yes,
Maybe
please."
we can discuss. Anybody who knows this? Yeah, I don't think luck is going to help me, bro.
No
Nobody?
one's gonna.
Okay. I mean, I'll just take this opportunity to say something similar from my place too.
Mhm,
Um, I mean, there's this one story
mhm,
of called Muna Madan.
mhm.
Okay. And I mean, in brown families like Akhil, yeah, Akhil, arranged marriages are everything. So if you're in Asia, then you know that arranged marriages are a thing. But um, the one from Nepal is actually different. It's actually a love marriage.
The one from
Uh,
Nepal.
yeah. I mean, the one
Damn.
that I'll be saying. So it's very famous story. So you
Wait,
have
by the way, listen. Akil was telling me let's finish the last video and then we can have a
Oh,
group
okay,
discussion of
okay.
both of them,
Yeah,
okay?
okay, nice.
And I want to
Yeah.
hear that story, okay? So let's finish this because we're left with the last video, right? Okay? So let's do that and then so apparently our last story is about a demon who is mostly found in cemeteries eating corpses. And they are the frightening creatures which have no mercy on anyone. This story comes from the Arab areas and is narrated by Lu Jane and written by Safa. Lu Jane! But like the switch though, we went from butterfly lovers to demon eating monster. No, like to people eating demons, right? Yeah.
For centuries, the legend of ghouls has lived amongst us. This daunting blood-sucking creature would linger in the shadows of abandoned places. Ghouls are particularly fond of cemeteries. Their powerful claws can enable them to dig through earth and rip through caskets, allowing them to feast upon corpses. They are only able to indulge in human meat or meat of their own kind. This deadly creature not only slays and eats humans, but it is also able to attack its own kind and turn to cannibalism. Usually, ghouls are created when an evil spirit possesses a human corpse, but it is heavily believed that ghouls are able to shapeshift into many different creatures, a hyena being its most common form. They use their shapeshifting as a trick to lure in innocent humans. The claws of these wicked creatures are used to be paralyzing. Something as little as just one touch can give them complete power over you. Throughout many different periods, the main characteristics of ghouls have remained the same. Ghouls have been a source of fear in a lot of cultures for many generations. They originated from Arabic legends, but nowadays have mostly lived through modern literature and television series. In Islam, there have been many conflicting views about the existence of these creatures. Many believe that they existed before Islam but then were perished later, and others think that they still are present in the 21st century. Despite this, ghouls have had extreme popularity, mainly because of Arabs reciting poetry and tales referring to these soul snatching creatures. According to scholars, ghouls are demons who hurt humans and frighten travelers. For example, they may set a fire at night, which can cause travelers to lose their direction, causing a lot of chaos. In Islam, it is believed that you can protect yourself against a ghoul by simply reciting Ayatul Kursi. One can also recite any verse from the Holy Quran or call for a prayer since they hate any reference to God, whereas other tales suggest that the only thing that can kill a ghoul is decapitation or complete destruction of the head. In one of the many stories told about ghouls, there is an account of two men who were traveling to attend to business. They came across a woman who claimed that she could assist these men on their business. This resulted in her following them throughout their journey. They set out on camels, and once they reached a sand mound, she unexpectedly said that she had something to tend to there, and she left. The men were getting restless as she had been gone for longer than an hour, so one of them decided to check if everything was all right. Horrified and in complete shock, the man found her on the ground eating another man's liver. He ran away as quickly as he could and recited a prayer. The tale suggests that he was saved by a fire falling from the sky, which ripped the woman in two. Ghouls are frightening creatures that have no mercy on anyone. They would actively prey even on children. These hideous human like creatures are known to lure people in and attack them suddenly.
Hi, I'm back. Lucian, why you gotta be so scary, man? Come on. Anyway,
Just a
before.
second, I'm going to make Lucien able to speak.
Yes, please do that. We have two resident ghoul experts over here. One is Lucian right there, and one is right here, our fellow resident speaker, Akil Kapani. Please, Aja. So, Akil is like really like the ghoul guy. Like he knows his ghouls, you know. Dude knows his ghouls.
Speak, speak, speak. Let's
Huh?
get the creators and
Yep.
the experts
Yes,
talking.
and yes, exactly. And by the way, Akil was the one who edited the video. So if you got scared by the images or anything, that's on him.
Yeah, Akil did great. So
So did you.
that story was a collaboration of work. It was
Yes.
Safa's words and it was my narration.
Yes.
Do we have Safa here too?
We have Safa here too. Can we get Safa open
I
up
don't
here?
think she'd wanna speak.
I mean, she is there, but then although she's getting kicked from the team, so
I'm having the chat issue again, sadly. Just one second. Is this live? Is this working? Just one second. I am very very sorry for the. Hmm. It's working. Awesome. So now that we're talking about ghouls and stuff, let me quickly just. Hello. So let's talk about ghouls. Yeah.
So
Luigi.
let me tell you when was the first time I heard about ghouls. It was actually from my grandma when I was probably like 3 years old or 4 years. Actually, no, I was probably like around the young age, like the age you barely remember the first memories you have. That
Mm-hmm.
age, I remember
Mm-hmm.
my grandma telling me like don't go at dark rooms, always turn the light on, don't do this, don't go out of the house by yourself, don't talk to strangers, they might be ghouls, stuff like that. Like
Is
stuff
this?
children should not do by themselves, but she would
Uh-huh.
scare me out of it by telling me like it could be ghouls, it could eat you up, stuff like that.
Whoa. So like since you were a kid, you were told like ghouls are out there that can eat you up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just a story to scare, kids from
Would you
doing
get
something
scared?
wrong. I mean, yeah, I was a kid and it was pretty scary.
I mean, like I'd expect you to be the kid who's like, you know, if you hear that story, you're like, I wanna go say hi.
Oh, shut up. I mean, probably. I wouldn't believe it until I see it, but you still get so sort of
Hmm.
scared. Like when a stranger comes up to you,
Yeah.
I just remember like my grandma telling me it could be a ghoul, so stay away.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What is the goal called in Arabic?
A
Oh yeah,
ghoul.
I want to ghoul.
Yeah, you want me to type it for you on the chat? Wait.
Al ghoul.
Yeah, I just learned how to read the Arabic/Persian script, like
Oh, from our
Yudum
script
Hadith.
classes.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
let's try. Let's try
See
and
how
see if you
see
can
how
read it.
interconnected the whole universe is. It's like the multiverse, man. It's all interconnected. So if you had taken the script classes, you would know this stuff now, and you would know that stuff. You would know.
So
Yeah,
this
Okay,
Arabic
see,
is
now
like.
I know that
Mm.
that's cool.
this
See,
is just rule. If you wanna like add al, it means the. So if you wanna say the rule, it's
the ghoul, al ghoul.
hang on. The
The closest thing to a ghoul that I have here in my virtual backgrounds is here.
You mean the guy or
is
the title?
the rule.
Both, bro, both. It's a package deal. Carol Baskin
Oh
killed her
wow.
husband, whacked him.
Excuse me. This is a family friendly thing.
Yeah. So okay, we're family friendly, right? Sorry.
So,
So we'll just bring.
oh, that is cuter.
Okay. So everybody likes Groot. Everybody's happy with Groot. Okay, good.
Yes.
So
So, so this thing comes from the Arabian Nights, is it?
yeah, right.
Wait, what?
Hmm? Apparently it's featured in the Arabian Nights, but that's not where it originated from. It originated from Tokyo Ghoul. That's like that. Okay, when I saw Ghoul, that's where my mind goes. Tokyo Ghoul, straight up Tokyo Ghoul. Like because
Honestly, Tokyo Ghoul got it right because
it
they're
did.
like human and they eat. No, they look like humans and they
Uh
eat
huh.
other humans. So Tokyo Ghoul got the concept right.
Ah, so if you want to see the ghouls in live action and well anime action, you do that at Tokyo Ghoul. So damn. Okay. But like, can you become a ghoul? Like, can I become a ghoul? Is there a possibility?
I don't think so.
Like, what if a ghoul comes and bites me? Would I become a ghoul?
That's a vampire thing, I'm pretty sure, and a zombie thing.
Like, you so vampire zombies, so why shouldn't it be? Oh wait, uh, wait. Would it work for a Yeti?
No.
Oh
Sort
no! What happens if a vampire bites a yeti?
Oh my god, that would be so cool if a vampire bites a Yeti. Can you imagine that? And then a vampire bites a Yeti and then gets ghoul powers somehow. Okay?
The vampire bites the yeti abandons his parents and falls in love with some some
The Yeti
girl.
marries the king's daughter.
Yeah, exactly. He marries the king's daughter.
Makes perfect sense.
Wait, Wase, you could actually create that. Aren't you like a geneticist? You could create all
Listen,
the
man.
abominations in the world, bring
That'd
them
be
back
so
to life.
cool. Bring them back to life. That'd be awesome. No, I actually, part of me actually wants to make like a real life Jurassic Park thingy scene.
Yeah, because that ended so well, didn't it?
Look, it doesn't matter how it ended. Okay, that was based on the
It
director. We just
doesn't
gotta
matter
do it to
how it
find
ends.
out.
So you
A few
basically
deaths
just
here, a few deaths
create
there.
things
Okay.
and let them be.
Anybody else want to take part in the conversation? I can unmute you. Just let me
Yes.
know.
Anyone wanna come? Excuse me. And by the way, Akil said I only work on bananas. That's just for now because my supervisor won't let me work on anything else. I wanted to work on glow in the dark mice.
I okay.
Because glow in the dark mice, can you imagine? Okay, imagine you have like a mice infestation. Okay, that's a problem, right? When you're at your place, that's a big problem for you. But if they're glow in the dark, that's basically like nightlight.
Okay,
Boom.
nightlights that move and eat your food and leave loads of diseases around. I don't think that solves the problem.
Yeah, but you can spot them easier, you know? Like you'll know where it is.
Honestly, I'd rather not see them.
Yeah,
If
Akil
they're in
made a
my house,
very
I'd
valid
rather
point.
not know they're there.
Akil made a very valid point. Rats are problematic. Mice aren't. Mice just chill around.
I mean, they
Okay, I've
just.
just changed the settings, and anybody wants to unmute is now free to unmute.
Yes, yes, that's amazing. That's perfect.
Yes, Watts is
Anybody, come on
informing.
up. No, 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 no. Huh? No, I'm not bored of you, Lucian. How dare you? I
How
just
dare I? Excuse me.
no. How dare you doubt me like that? Okay, so don't crush our homie's dream like that. You have my full support, dude. Thank you, Abdurrahman Al Ansari Al Sororo.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, Zororo. You would be like Zororo. Surur, like
I'm
it's
pretty
surur.
sure
You
you
know what the word?
butchered that name so hard.
You know what the word surur means in my language? It means like what do you call it? Being lost, being like in like this in this it's ecstasy. Yes, the word is ecstasy. Yes, it means ecstasy. Come on.
Interesting.
Hmm? Yeah, it does. What does surur mean in Arabic?
I have no clue. I don't think that's a word.
Surur is a word.
Oh wait,
Nasha.
surur. Okay, when you say it that way, it means happiness.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. Same. We've got like the ecstatic happiness, like ecstasy, like it's like floating
Mm.
happiness, like it's like the happiness of the happiness of the happiness.
So wait, Wase, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Which story did you think that it was most realistic? Like it
Most
has,
realistic.
yeah, like you would listen to it and say, that actually could exist because no one has proven otherwise.
Yeti, 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 Yeti,
Yes.
Yeti, 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 Yeti.
Yeah, true, Yetis could exist.
Yeah, Yeti.
I mean, you're pretty hairy enough for one.
Ouch! You disrespect me on
Yeah,
my own show. Ouch!
I mean, you wanted to become one, didn't you?
Yeah, true. I won't doubt that. I can't deny that one. Uh, Wait, before everything else, we needed to hear that story. Swaroop,
Okay, so the romance story from my place.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so what happens is there's a guy falls in love with a girl. The guy is called
yeah,
Mona.
yeah.
Um, the girl is called the guy is called Madan. The girl is
The guy is called what?
And
Yeah, go on.
what happens is they fall in love, they get married, and then the guy runs into this huge financial crisis because his father dies, and then he has to support the entire family on his own. Okay, can't find to work. Okay, and mind you, the
Your
road to
voice
Tibet,
is
you
cutting.
have hello.
Your voice is cutting. You need better internet. Get
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Nuance level.
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Go on, go on.
So yeah, the road to Tibet is very dangerous, right? It's like
Yes.
you have to go through the Himalayas basically.
Yes.
You're gonna climb up to like 5,000 meters in altitude.
Yes.
Um, so he goes works in Tibet, and on the road to Tibet, many people die. By the way, many of his friends die on the road to Tibet, and he barely survives. And then there's a snowstorm, and he has to live in a Tibetan's house for a long time. And because he doesn't have money to pay the Tibetan guy, he has to work for him. And he works for the Tibetan guy, and he finally makes it to Tibet, earns a bit of money, right? Thinking that now all his financial problems are going to be fine. He keeps thinking about his wife. He has dreams about her every night. The wife has dreams about the husband every night, and
Okay.
it's that sort of a deep connection of love, right?
Yes.
And then what happens?
I know how it
He
feels.
finally gets enough money, and then when he is returning to Nepal, more friends die, of course, because the road is treacherous. Reaches his house to only find out that both his mother and his wife has died.
How? Why?
They
Why?
died due to they died due to natural circumstances basically, but then they died. And the guy breaks down into this huge rant, okay, and he's crying, he's devastated, and then he starts questioning, why did God do this to me?
That's the
And
moment you made me
and
joke.
and then he starts he starts asking all these questions, asking for answers on why this happened to him, and there's no answer, and all he can do is live alone and in grief.
Then he starts wearing makeup and becomes the Joker.
I mean, I would if I was him, honestly. You spend years in fighting death only to have
everything stripped away from you when you come back.
yeah, nothing's there. Your parents are dead, your wife's dead, everybody's gone. So yeah, I don't know that. I don't think that was the best.
That is not a good note to end it on. You said it was a love story, man. Yeah, that was a good story. It was like meaningful, but honestly, it was like heartbreaking. Like we're supposed to, like scare people, not break their hearts out here.
Yeah, I mean, heartbreak is a scare in a different way. So
Oh, true. That's true. I totally agree with that. Uh, I have a similar story to tell. Should we start heartbreaks?
yes, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Akil from the side, like, no, no, we gotta wrap this up. Nope.
Okay. Fine, Akil. I agree.
Fine.
I think we have to start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
So
Does
yeah.
anyone? Huh? Yeah. Does anyone have any? Wait, guys. We should create a support group. That's not a bad idea, Sayyid Muhammad Imran. We should actually have a support group. Swaroop, what if we created a separate, like what do you call it, channel over here, the support group, and anyone who wants to join can join, and then we could talk and we could like let it all out.
Okay, sure. After I week, I'll get directly on that. So yeah, you can start wrapping up, I guess.
Yeah, we can start wrapping up, right? So before we wrap this up, before anything else, I need to bring someone on stage right now. Come here. He was like amazing. He did most of the work here.
Hi, Akil.
Hi guys. My name is Akil. I've been working in the background for the past days. I just want to say thank you for attending both of these days, and thank you for interacting because that's what made it fun. I'd like to say thank you to the people who shared their stories. Uh, Everyone. I want to say thank you to the team that worked on this, on the folktale thing, and yeah, I want to thank Wase. Thank Wase, who's been an amazing host. I want to thank Hueda, who was in charge of the folktale thing. So yeah, big props to you. And no, I don't. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. So Wase, everyone in Yumisa and ISC, they helped us a lot too. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's it.
Man, get another man's back. Akil, where are you from? Akil's from Pakistan. He's my homeboy. Yo, you're leaving me hanging. See, it's there. You guys can't see it, but it happened. Okay. So yeah, we should wrap this up. Thank you so much. Like Akil said, it was wonderful having you all over here. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Truly a great experience. Thank you, Swaroop, for having us. Seriously. Okay. Thank you, Swaroop, for having us. Thank you to everyone for giving us your time, right? Like, that means a lot. You took your time out, you came, you sat with us, you listened to us and our stupidity, basically. Thank you so much, literally. And don't forget to follow official.umisa and Sayyid Abdul Wasi. Oh, and Saw Vlogs. Swaroop, can you please come back here?
Yeah, okay, I'm
I
here.
want
I'm
to
here.
close it with you. I want to close it with you. I'm not
Yeah,
closing. I'm
okay,
not
bro.
doing my
Sure,
decision ready.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks everybody. This has been a pretty busy week for many people.
Exactly.
The Folktales Exchange was a huge success. Thanks to you guys joining and interacting. So, yeah, follow our social media to see, what we're up to. We'll be doing some more stuff later on, probably. So, yeah, I guess that's it from me. A special thank you to everybody who helped, do this. So Wase, Akil, Hoeda, the entire UISA team, basically, and
Everybody who brought the
everybody
story.
from the ISC who helped us with internet because most of our internet is pretty bad. Um,
Yep.
and for the publicity from ISC, the whole collaboration was great. You should check out
Beautiful.
ISC's events and the closing ceremonies. From ISC is
I see.
happening tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I hope that you'll keep following us and coming to
Exactly.
our events.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you. And yeah, and I want to thank all of the people who gave the stories. Honestly, it was an amazing time. I loved every single one of them, and it was beautiful. Okay, thank you. And wait, the Korean heart, the this heart, and then the Pakistani heart. And is there any other heart left? Very entertaining story, especially the Yeti one. In my country, the creature is called Mawas. Mawas. Oh, Swaroop's Yeti. Oh, by the way, for those of you, okay, we're done, right? Now we have four
Yeah,
minutes if you guys
yeah,
want to
we
ask
can start
anything.
now. We have to start ending. There are people waiting for
Yeah,
stuff to happen. So
yeah. Okay, so we should end this. I don't want to leave everyone. Hi, guys. I'll miss you. See you. Find me.
see you guys. I'm ending the meeting in 10 seconds now.
Yes, you should end
10,
it. I
9,
have I have a
8,
problem with saying goodbye to people.
7,
Bye.
6,
Go. Swaroop,
5,
don't do it.
four,
Swaroop, don't do it.
3,
Oh,
2, 1.
thank you too. No. Wait, come on, Swaroop. That was so anticlimactic, man.